Here's a more extended version of the text with added structure and details, while still maintaining the original essence. Right, so here's what happened. Danny bets me $20 that I wouldn't do something, and of course I'm like, yeah, sure, what's the deal? So he's challenging me, and I'm ready to go along with it, but then out of nowhere, the cops...
You know what's funny is when she was 14 when we started the show. I was like 19, right?
Right.
And they're like, okay, you guys are going to be making out in this scene. And I'm like thinking like, wait, this is like slightly illegal,
say, that's
right?
probably your first kiss ever, right?
It was my first kiss. What's someone bet you made with Danny about our first kiss?
No, it wasn't the first kiss. It was like a second or third kiss.
It was like the first week.
No, it was not the first week.
Let me tell you what happened.
No, let me tell you what happened.
No, okay, so I've never kissed a guy. So I was so, I mean, you know, Ash was attractive, and I was a 14-year-old little girl, and I was extremely scared for my life.
Sure.
And he was very nice about it. He was like, oh, don't worry. So I was like, okay. Then Danny goes to him and goes, dude, I'll give you $10 if you French kiss her. What would you stick your tongue in my mouth or some...
What? No.
For $10.
You're making it sound like it was like really... okay, Dan, we had a little side bet going.
Yeah,
like,
which was...
It wasn't very
as to whether or not, you're kissing on the show or boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
You would use tongue, right, Rosie? I mean, you would...
It depends what kind of an actor you are, I guess.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So Danny bets me like $20 that I wouldn't do it, and of course I'm like, yeah, sure, what's the deal? You know?
Then the cops showed up and you got arrested, pretty much.
They should have, but they didn't.
He never did it. And
I so did.
He claims to this day he did that. I swear.
Mila, I so did it.
He never did it?
I didn't let him. I think he tried, but I think I kept my mouth so closed.
Yeah. You did the old teeth block?
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't let him do the teeth block. You were like, oh,
yes, he never got his
You were
tongue
very
in.
You didn't, Ashton. Just admit it.
Dad, I swear.
She's 14. She did it. You stop it.
She would know that was not the first.
Showed up, and guess what? I ended up getting arrested. I mean, pretty much they should have arrested him too for what happened, but he never really went through with it. He never did it. I still claim to this day that he didn't do it, and I swear on everything he didn't. I mean, I swear, I know for a fact he didn't. It's like I didn't even let him. I think he tried to. I think I blocked him with my mouth. So yeah, I did the old teeth block. That was it, the teeth block. He tried, but I didn't let him get anywhere near it. I stopped him in his tracks. And, he never got the chance. You didn't do it, did you, Ashton? Just admit it. Listen, she's 14, she didn't do it, and that's the truth. Stop making it seem like something else. She would know what's going on, and that was not the situation. It wasn't the... Now, moving on to something a bit more serious.
Hey! Oh my gosh, that's so wrong!
So good. You're doing so good.
I just want to say, everyone will suffer. Do you really worry?
Come to the after party tonight.
And plus I heard the puppet was going to be there, so I got scared. Check it out. So, thank you for this award. It means a lot to me.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together.
Ashton Kutcher and Diddy have been friends for almost 2 decades. For all those years, Ashton was seen at every one of Diddy's all-right parties. Those two used to hang out all the time, a pretty close friendship. But
Remind the testimony of the victims or re-traumatize them in any way. We would never want to do that. And we're sorry if that has taken place.
Our heart goes out to every single person who's ever been a victim of sexual assault, sexual abuse, or rape.
fact, he might have been involved in all of these crimes with Diddy. The twist is that Ashton supposedly set up his anti-trafficking organization, Thorn, in an effort to distance himself from everything that Diddy was doing, as if to clear his name or wash his hands of the situation. Then there's more. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, rock. Okay, you're doing really well, keep it up. Honestly,
They'd bring in these people,
A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced, the videotapes were hot. And then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on you. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career, but they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family. And we were also told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant. Whoa. So he was a snitch and was feeding information to the feds. And we don't know what that means. We haven't been able to confirm it, but even Little Rod said it's not just like Epstein. It could be worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
I want to say something. Everyone involved in this will suffer. Do you even worry about what happens at the after party tonight? Yeah, I heard that puppet was going to be there, and that made me freak out a little. That's why I got scared and had to check out. Thank you for this award, though. It really means a lot to me. Wow. Okay, I've got a lot of things.
When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form of fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh.
The table, and that's the way it is. And so that little back and forth was the start of our conversation. That's how we became friends. We hit it off and became fast friends, hanging out all the time, watching football together, just enjoying our time. It was strange, but it worked. But here's the thing. As time passed, fans started to really pay attention to Ashton Kutcher's behavior over the years.
There are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties, or that it was going on in another room and you didn't know about it, there's a good chance that you're going to be called by the U.S. Attorney's Office. And certainly if you were involved, you would get a call because they're going to want to know everything you want to know and may even want you to be a witness. I just think, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what this case, this case is going to touch and involve. And the feds have said that this remains an open investigation. There could be more charges for Diddy. There could be more charges for other people involved. And usually the way this works is once they find out other people are involved or were witnesses, they bring them in and they sort of lean on them. And it's sort of like, you're going to cooperate with us, or there's a possibility that you could face charges. So this is going to be a slow developing a case here because we're just getting started. And I don't see how this trial begins anytime before next year.
And once you start peeling back the layers, you begin to realize that Ashton's whole nice guy persona was just an act. The reality is much darker, and it turns out he might be just as bad as Diddy. People have started to question everything, even accusing him of being involved in some really disgusting things, much like Diddy. I've even been a part of FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see, things that no one should ever have to witness.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury.
Of the text with added structure and details, while still maintaining the original essence. Right, so here's what happened. Danny bets me $20 that I wouldn't do something, and of course I'm like, yeah, sure, what's the deal? So he's challenging me, and I'm ready to go along with it, but then out of nowhere, the cops showed up, and guess what? I ended up getting arrested. I mean, pretty much they should have arrested him too for what happened, but he never really went through with it. He never did it. I still claim to this day.
The latest woman to speak out against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is from Harris County.
Yeah, our Reka Mudaraj is here with more on the lawsuit that was filed yesterday. Reka?
Len and Mia, these are the latest accusations against Sean Combs, and it comes about a week after Combs was indicted on federal charges alleging he used his business empire as a criminal enterprise. Now, yesterday, high-powered attorney Gloria Allred appeared with her client. This is Talia Graves, a Harris County resident who filed a lawsuit against Combs in New York. We are using her name because she has gone public with her claims. Now, in the lawsuit, Graves alleges back in 2001, when she was 25 years old, Combs and his head of security lured her into a meeting at a New York City recording studio where they gave her a drink that caused her to briefly lose consciousness. When she woke up, Graves says she was bound and restrained and was violently raped by Combs. The lawsuit filed Tuesday also claims the alleged assault was recorded and that the video was shown to multiple other men. Graves says she also faced multiple threats that made her stay silent for decades.
The violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
54-year-old Combs is in jail facing federal charges including sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He was denied bail twice after pleading not guilty.
That he didn't do it, and I swear on everything, he didn't. I mean, I swear, I know for a fact he didn't. It's like I didn't even let him. I think he tried to. I think I blocked him with my mouth. So yeah, I did the old teeth block. That was it, you know, the teeth block. He tried, but I didn't let him get anywhere near it. I stopped him in his tracks. And, you know, he never got the chance. You didn't do it, did you, Ashton? Just admit it. Listen, she's 14, she didn't do it, and that's the truth. Stop making it seem like something else. She would know what's going on, and that was not the...
You should always advocate for yourself. And
allegations surrounding Diddy, Ashton has started distancing himself from him. But there's a